Hello you guys. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Daphne and here we talk about health, fitness, and loving yourself. And today, for any of you guys out there, sorry, but it's gonna be a bit of a girl talk. So today I'm gonna talk about if you should train when you have your period. I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions and confusion about it out there, and it is something that's a bit different also for everyone, I would say. Each person has different experiences with her periods. Some are very painful, some are really like you don't even feel it, and so definitely you have to kind of observe how it is for you and kind of make the best of it. But I just wanted to explain a little bit actually what happens during your period. So when you, on the first day of your period, which would be the first day of your follicular phase till ovulation, that's when you're estrogen dominant. And I feel like a lot of people are very against the hormone estrogens, blaming it for all these sort of bad women issues, let's say, including acne and all that stuff. But to be honest, as far as training goes, things like that, estrogen is an amazing hormone, and it really promotes muscle building and preserves the proteins in your muscles and stuff, without getting too sciencey. But it's a really great it's a really good hormone to have. So stop blaming estrogen and be proud of having it as a woman. So you have that period where so the first 7 days you actually probably be bleeding and things like that. Some are more days, some are less days, and then you end at the 14th with ovulation, which when the egg is released and all that. And after that phase is the next, let's say, 2-week period on average, and that's the luteal phase. So that's when your progesterone is more dominant, and that's the period where people tend to be more hungry, and then towards the end, that's when PMS hits, which is probably worse than actually when you have your own period, just because that's when you're kind of more grumpy, you don't feel that great, you're kind of bloated, you experience more pain, you have more sensitivity, and all that stuff. Like I remember, like, for me, especially growing up, being in high school and things like that, I hated being bloated. It was like the worst, and I was like, oh no, it was set me all up. And the reason that you're bloated too is just because when during the luteal phase, your progesterone, right, is the dominant female hormone at the time. So when that drops, during that PMS week, transitioning into your follicular phase, which brings estrogen up, that shift causes that water retention, because what progesterone does in the body, it actually blocks those receptors for water retention. So when it drops, your body has to acclimate to the new ratio of your hormones and balancing out your sodium and water internally. And I'm not talking your food, okay? So this is all happening in you, so don't think you have to drink more water or eat more sodium or any of that stuff. Like, do not confuse it. This is inside of you. And then again, over the first few days of your period, after eventually, like, you start decreasing your bloating, and that's again your body rebalancing out, and probably again when you shift again. So it's basically your body rebalancing your new hormonal stages and the different ions and salts in your body. So it's not a bad thing, it's just your body adjusting. And yes, sometimes it's uncomfortable and it's not the nicest feeling, but trust me, it's way worse in your head than what it is in reality. And sometimes putting our emotions too much into it just magnifies the effect. So don't really worry about it at all. I wouldn't worry about it. This is a big question, and I would say that unless you are in so much pain that, like, you literally can't get yourself out of bed, that actually training is good for you to do when you have your period. actually during that phase when you have your period, so you're in your follicular phase, so that's actually the time where you are the strongest. Probably your appetite is going to be lowest, but you are going to be stronger in the gym. Just that's how that hormonal effect has on you. So that's during that phase, maybe not maybe the first days of your period, but maybe going in from the middle till like your ovulation date really is like the time maybe to test. Maybe you do a new PR, maybe you start do your little heavier lifting training, or just in general maybe you want to just try something new. So definitely don't be afraid to train during your period. Also, it'll help honestly reduce any stress hormones, any cortisol. That's what exercise has an effect on all of us, and that will help. And with your water retention, because cortisol does in excess create water retention. And also just in general, too much stress is not good in general, so we all need some stress reduction. So it will help relax you and calm you down. It'll get things moving, and it can help a lot with your mood. It can also help with dealing with any discomfort or pain. These things also, like, I've talked to a naturopath about this, and she told me as well that it really does help make it a bit easier. And yeah, so don't be afraid of training during your period. Then I would say for all of you who are really hungry, and that's especially is the during PMS week and then the first days of your menstrual cycle, I would say that you're probably you're gonna be more hungry, and that's just because it's your body preparing for pregnancy and all that stuff. So maybe that would be a good week when you're a little bit more hungry, or a little bit whatever. Treat yourself to like a little more calorie dense meal. Be easy with yourself. That doesn't mean like blow everything off that, but I don't think like maybe do a 1-2 days that's going to be a little bit higher, and then go into your follicular phase and train hard. Like the extra calories could really fill the muscle glycogen and really help you train harder at the period of your time that you're actually the strongest. Again, I wouldn't really stress about fooling around too much and trying to like really figure out what day should no, I'm just saying, like, listen to your body, feel you. If you're in excruciating pain and you can't get out of bed and you want to just sleep all day, take that day, because that is your body, and you're not gonna get a good workout doing anything. You're probably gonna just feel worse, and it's not gonna be great. But don't use also your period as an excuse that, oh, I'm just not gonna work out today because I have a period. And well, no, don't use that. If you are able to function normally, get out of bed, go to work, go to school, or whatever you do, eat, shower, whatever, you can go and work out, and I feel like you can get a benefit. But make sure, as in everything, no matter if you're period or not, do something that you like. Know why you're working out, know why you are going to the gym, know why you're going to your Zumba class, just know why. Maybe it's you have an event, maybe it's just because you want to get stronger, maybe it's because you actually love doing it, and go from there. If you're doing something that you're not like and you're suffering, find something that you truly like and find a reason why and pull it to your program. Another thing to consider too is if you're doing any weigh-ins or checking your body progress, I would try to time it around the same time that you're on your phase, just because as a woman we do fluctuate so much, especially with our water weight and things like that. And you could, for example, if you're in a week that you're kind of having water retention, even if it's not visible, like it could really mask your progress. Say if you're trying to lose weight on a scale, like you could have lost 3 pounds but it wouldn't show at all. So you do want to be careful with that, because then you don't want to be causing yourself to go into huge deficits then with food or stressing about it, when in reality you are making progress. So I would try to time it maybe like on the first day of your follicular phase, which usually is the easiest to kind of track, like that, you know, that's your first day of your period. So whenever that is, maybe after 2 or 3 days from that, maybe keep your weigh-ins there, and maybe keep it more like towards once a month. Now if you're a competitor and you're competing and you're close to your date, maybe you do want to track it more frequently. But for the general population, general health, and also just mental clarity anyways, I wouldn't really be testing it more than once a month. There's no reason for it. And also I would really pay attention more to also how you feel at the gym, and how you look. Take progress pictures. They're the best. Like, I regret not taking as many pictures for before and after, and it's really encouraging when you see yourself like 3 months ago where you are now. So definitely do that, and don't go crazy with the scale, because it's a tool, but on its own is not the best way to track your progress, and it's not indicative of your value, and there's just so many other things to take into consideration. But again, if you're weighing yourself, try to be consistent on the day, time, and for women especially, you know, try to keep it during the same day of your phase every month. I know some people, like, it's not really a 1 month kind of thing, so that's why I'm recommending the, you know, maybe after 2-3 days after you start your period, maybe that would be your day, or whatever. But you don't have to even do that. Just pick a day and do it once a month. I just don't want you stressing about it too much, because your body is more than just fat in there. You have muscles, you have organs, you have water, you have a lot of other things going on, and those play a big role as well, and you gotta take care of them. Any questions at all, please, you can comment down below. I would love to answer, or, you know, shoot me a DM on Instagram, Facebook, send me an email, always available. I usually try to answer within the 24 hours, and I would love to hear from you. And make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, because more is coming up, and I'll see you next time. So love you all so much, and you know where I'm heading. I'm gonna head to the gym now. All right, peace.